Welcome back to the Dinar Daily. Today we're bringing you a truly historic update that just unfolded live on Iraqi television, and it has the entire Iraqi Dinar community buzzing. For years, speculation and endless rumors have surrounded the IQD, leaving investors, analysts, and everyday holders guessing about its future. But today, for the first time in a long while, the Central Bank of Iraq went on live TV and delivered an official announcement that could reshape the entire narrative. This wasn't rumor. This wasn't a slip in an interview. This was a nationally broadcasted statement with millions of viewers tuned in. The central bank governor appeared alongside key figures. From the Ministry of Finance in a half hour, broadcasts that immediately set the financial world on fire. The focus of the announcement was crystal clear. Iraq is entering what they called a monetary adjustment phase. That phrase alone was enough to send investors rushing to rewatch the broadcast, dissecting every word. But what exactly does that mean? And why does this moment stand out from the years of speculation that came before? Let's break it down together so you can fully understand why this matters to anyone following the Dinar story. First, the governor emphasized progress in stabilizing Iraq's currency. For years, the gap between the official exchange rate and the black market rate created massive uncertainty and fueled endless speculation. But today, the governor said real progress is being made in narrowing that gap. And for the first time, the government is openly discussing the road ahead. This rare transparency is what makes today so different from the vague or guarded statements of the past. Iraq is showing its cards, and the message is clear. A carefully managed monetary adjustment is on the horizon. The term monetary adjustment phase wasn't used lightly. The governor explained this is not a single event, but a series of structured steps unfolding over the coming months. The first step involves new banking regulations, reforms already underway to increase transparency and strengthen Iraq's financial institutions. Why does that matter? Because a solid, transparent banking system is the foundation for any successful currency adjustment. Without strong banks, no country can manage a stable revaluation or currency shift. For investors, this is proof that Iraq is starting with the basics. The second step is equally critical, improving Iraq's international banking relationships. According to the broadcast, the central bank is working directly with global institutions to bring Iraq's financial system in line with international standards. That means stronger cross-border transactions, modern compliance measures, and global recognition of Iraq's currency system. For Dinar holders, this is massive because it signals Iraq is preparing to integrate more fully into the international market. Without that, any adjustment would be fragile at best. With it, Iraq builds resilience against outside shocks. Then came the part that really made headlines. The governor confirmed that Iraq is actively evaluating the possibility of adjusting the dinar's value. No numbers were given, no timeline offered, but simply hearing it acknowledged publicly is unprecedented. For years, Iraqi officials avoided even hinting at reevaluations or adjustments. Today, they put it on record. That's a major signal of intent. Of course, changing a currency's value isn't simple. It involves oil revenues, foreign reserves, trade balances, and long-term stability. But the fact that it's openly being considered is a shift we cannot ignore. To back up these statements, the governor presented key economic indicators. Iraq's foreign reserves are at their highest levels in more than a decade. Oil revenues remain stable despite global price swings. And the government is meeting international debt obligations. These fundamentals show Iraq's economy is stronger than it's been in years. For Dinar investors, this is crucial. A currency adjustment cannot happen in a weak economy. But with reserves up and debts under control, Iraq finally has a foundation to consider such moves seriously. Timing was another major point of the announcement. Iraq has been working with the International Monetary Fund on reforms, many of which are now nearing completion. The governor stressed this will be a gradual process measured in months, not days or weeks, and that's important. Rushing into monetary adjustments can destabilize an economy overnight. By taking the slower route, Iraq is signaling that stability and confidence come first. Investors should take note. This isn't a get-rich-quick moment. It's a slow, deliberate path forward. The broadcast also aimed to clear up common misconceptions. The governor reminded viewers that any adjustment will be based on actual economic performance, not rumors or hype. Oil output, government stability, foreign reserves, and trade relationships will be the deciding factors. This is Iraq saying clearly, speculation won't drive the dinar. Hard numbers will. For investors, that means patience and realism are essential. If you're waiting for overnight windfalls, this announcement should temper your expectations. Transparency was another theme. The central bank promised that updates will be communicated well in advance. This level of openness is rare in monetary policy announcements, especially in a country where secrecy has often fueled misinformation. By committing to regular communication, Iraq is showing the global market that it is serious about building trust. For dinar holders, that's a huge reassurance. It means surprises are less likely, and that any changes will be carefully explained before they're implemented. What about everyday citizens? The governor addressed that too. He explained that currency adjustments will be designed not just for investors, but for Iraq's people. The goal is to increase purchasing power, stabilize prices, and protect households from inflation shocks. This isn't just about boosting international confidence, it's about ensuring the Iraqi people actually feel the benefits. That's a critical part of any reform, because without public support, no monetary shift can succeed. Digital banking also got the spotlight. Iraq is investing heavily in electronic payment systems and banking technology, creating a modern financial backbone to handle increased currency activity. This modernization ensures that any adjustment won't be derailed by logistical challenges. It also signals that Iraq is serious about aligning with global standards. For dinar investors, this is yet another layer of preparation, proof that the country is getting its house in order before making a move. Regional cooperation was highlighted too. Iraq has been strengthening trade with neighbors and improving cross-border financial ties. Why does this matter? Because currency adjustments in emerging economies succeed when supported by regional trade. By embedding itself more deeply in Middle Eastern economic networks, Iraq is building a safety net that will help stabilize its currency during adjustments. For investors, that's another positive sign. Concerns about inflation were addressed head-on. The central bank made it clear that inflation control measures are already part of the plan. This is critical because unchecked inflation can wipe out the benefits of a currency adjustment overnight. By showing they have a strategy for managing prices, Iraq is telling both its citizens and investors that this transition will be carefully balanced to protect stability. Near the close of the broadcast, the governor painted an optimistic picture of Iraq's economic future. He cited improved oil revenues, steady growth, better infrastructure, and reduced violence across key regions. These aren't vague claims. They're backed by measurable progress. For years, instability prevented any serious discussion about monetary reform. Today, Iraq can finally say the fundamentals are improving. That opens the door to real possibilities. Even the language used matters. The phrase evaluating possibilities may sound cautious, but in central bank terms, it's highly significant. These officials don't throw around speculation. Their words are carefully chosen. By openly talking about evaluation, Iraq is signaling that these plans are not hypothetical. They are on the table, part of a structured conversation. That's why today's announcement is being taken so seriously worldwide. The public nature of this broadcast makes it even more important. This wasn't a leak or a rumor. It was a transparent official statement delivered to the entire nation and the global financial community at the same time. That level of openness gives credibility to every word. It also reduces the risk of misinformation because now the world has a clear source to track for updates. For dinar holders, that means a safer environment to follow along without guessing. At the same time, the governor cautioned against unrealistic expectations. Even if Iraq proceeds with adjustments, the process will take time. Months, maybe years, before everything plays out. That's the reality of currency reform. It's complex, technical, and must be implemented with extreme care. Anyone expecting overnight changes needs to reset their timeline. Iraq is aiming for stability, not speed. and in the long run. That's the smarter move, in the end. Today's announcement is historic, not because Iraq promised a massive overnight revaluation, but because for the first time, it officially acknowledged the path forward. The monetary adjustment phase has begun, and it's being rolled out with transparency, international cooperation, and a focus on fundamentals. That's a new chapter for Iraq, one that could reshape its economy for years to come. For Dinar holders and investors, the takeaway is simple. Stay informed, be patient, and follow official sources closely.